What's up, squids? We are back, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Bell Raystar Flex. As you guys can see, this isn't the normal helmet I wear, and that's for a few different reasons. I've actually had this helmet now for almost 3 months, yet it hasn't been my main helmet, and that doesn't really have to do too much with the helmet, and I'm going to get to that at the end. So don't let my specific reason sway you from not getting this helmet. Anyways, let's get into the review on what I think about this helmet after owning it for about 3 months now. Now, even though it's not my main helmet, and even though you guys don't see it in a lot of the videos, I still wear this helmet a lot. Mostly at night, just because it has the Pro visor from Bell. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it shifts colors. So during the day, it's blacked out like this. You probably can't see me. And then at night, once the UVs aren't hitting the visor anymore, it slowly starts to clear up. Once it's pitch black out at night, it's a fully clear visor, which is really nice if you do a lot of night riding. So the first thing I want to talk about is comfort. That's the biggest thing when it comes to a helmet, because if the helmet isn't comfortable, it doesn't matter what features it has. It doesn't matter how cool it looks. If it's not comfortable on your head, you're not going to wear it. Comfort and fit on helmets is definitely one of those things that's subjective, because it really depends on your head shape. And this one's marketed as an intermediate oval. If that's your head shape and you've had good experiences with other Bell helmets, this helmet is probably going to fit just fine. But obviously, just like any helmet, you want to go to a cycle gear, any motorcycle store, and test out the helmet first and make sure you get the right size, obviously. Now, for me at least, I really forget that I'm wearing the helmet most of the time, just because one, it's light, but then second, I think my head just fits this helmet really well. On a lot of other helmets, you'll have certain spots where you'll feel a lot of pressure. And with this helmet, at least for me, like I said, it's super subjective when it comes to helmets, just because not everyone's head is the same. Some of you guys got some big ass heads, or they're just oddly shaped, whatever it is. It really just depends on the person. But like I said, for me, I really forget that I'm wearing the helmet. Obviously, you need to pass that break-in period. So for the first few rides, it's going to be pretty tight. But after that, the pads will conform to your face. And I've really enjoyed these ones. I haven't had any bad experiences with them. Now, I don't know if it's the amount of vents that are in this helmet, or it's just the placement. I rarely find myself sweating in this helmet, even if it's extremely hot. And if I'm wearing my Bell Qualifier, which is the main helmet you guys normally see me wear, that thing, I'll start sweating immediately. This, if it does get hot enough eventually, obviously you can't avoid sweating. But with this helmet, it takes a lot longer for me to get to that point where I want to take the helmet off just from the heat. They did a really good job with the vents, like I said, on this helmet. So overall, comfort, like I said, super subjective, extremely subjective. Go to a cycle gear and test out which helmet fits you the best. But if you've had good experiences with Bell helmets in the past, or any other helmets that are marketed for an intermediate oval shape, you'll probably have a good experience with this one, but just go and try it on. Now, next up is going to be visibility. So this was actually one of the most surprising things when I put this helmet on, is just how much visibility you have. I don't know the exact numbers on this helmet on how many degrees of field of view you have, but let's just say you can see everything, and a lot of the times you'll forget that you're wearing the helmet. A lot of other helmets, the visibility is good for track riding, but on the street, you really want to be able to see as much as you can, and your field of view is extremely narrow. If you can see this visor that I have on here, the opening is huge, top to bottom, compared to a lot of other helmets in the same class. If you look at the Shoei X14 and X15, that's what I was actually comparing it to when I got this one. And there's just a massive difference. I tried the Shoei on in store. I'm the type of person that normally takes a while. I'm going to try it on multiple different times. I'm really weird like that. I like to have things a certain way. But this is one of those things that was just so obvious putting them both on right after each other that this one just has way more visibility than any other helmet. Now, I won't say it has the most visibility, because the new helmet that I just picked up, I would say, is the king of visibility. But I don't want to take anything away from this one, because this one still has amazing visibility comparing it to everything that's out there. Now, another thing I forgot to mention, another reason I wear this helmet a lot at night, I think it has to do with the airflow. This thing just doesn't fog up with this special visor that Bell makes. So it'll automatically darken when you're out in the sun. But then there's also an anti-fog coating on the inside of the visor. So it really takes a lot for you to try to fog this visor up. You don't need to run a pin lock. So for me personally, I've loved riding with this thing at night. Now, when it comes to build quality and overall design, I'm gonna stop in a little bit and give you guys a really close-up of the helmet. But just as a first glance, I really like the design of this helmet. It's not the craziest, it's not the most aggressive. It has the nice spoiler on the back, but it's nothing too crazy like you're gonna get in one of those MotoGP style. You gotta remember, this is a street helmet. So it's meant for sport bikes, but it's specifically tailored for people that are riding on the street. It's not a racing helmet that has now been made for the street. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you really want something that's aggressive. This isn't going to be one of those helmets that's crazy aggressive. A little bit of traffic right here. We're going to get through this real quick. Anyways, like I was saying, it's a street helmet. It's not a race helmet that was made for the street. So keep that in mind if you're looking for something that's aggressive and you're comparing it to other helmets. So now value and price. This helmet you can find anywhere from $600 if you find a really good deal, up into the thousands. You get certain liveries on it. Personally, I would say this helmet is not worth $1,000, but if you can get this helmet for $600, $700, even $800, that's brand new. It's a solid deal. It's a solid buy. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a more aggressive helmet. Now, going back to what I said at the beginning of the video, which was that I personally am not going to keep this helmet for one specific reason, and you should not get this helmet because of my reason. Because like I said, I'm very weird when it comes to things being a specific way. If you look at the visor options for this helmet, they have a few good ones, but that's about it. They have a few good ones, and that's it. That's where it stops. And aftermarket sucks. I looked everywhere. I tried looking on AliExpress. I tried looking at any Chinese options, and I couldn't find anything for this helmet, which maybe you guys can tell me why, but I was looking for other helmets in the same price range, other helmets that are really popular, and all of those helmets had a whole bunch of options for visors. So many different colors, so many different shades of tint, and to see that there's no aftermarket visor options and that the ones that Bell give you are pretty limited, it's something that made me get a new helmet. So if you take that visor question away, which most people are not going to have an issue with that, they don't care, the visor options that they have are probably going to be fine for you if you're not picky with colors. But like I said, if you take the visor question away, it's a really solid helmet, especially if you can get it in that $600 price range. There's a lot of websites that are putting them on sale right now for even $550 is the lowest I've seen. So if you can get it for that price and you don't care that there's not a lot of options for visors on this helmet, it's honestly a really good buy. Now, when it comes to noise, I know a lot of you guys care a lot about how much noise these helmets have. Me personally, I wear earplugs. One, because the wind is extremely loud when you ride a motorcycle, no matter what helmet you have. But two, my bike is just loud as fuck. So ideally, I want to be able to hear in a few years. I don't want to lose my hearing. So because of that, I wear earplugs. But I will say, even with the earplugs, it is noticeably louder than my Bell Qualifier, which isn't a comparison to the same category of helmet. But at the same time, it's not the loudest helmet I've had. I'd honestly put it right in the middle. It's not too loud, it's not the quietest helmet, and you're really not going to notice how loud it is unless you're not wearing earplugs or you're going over 100. So while the helmet may not be perfect for everyone, it might be perfect for you, and for me it still has a specific spot in what I'm doing, which is riding at night, especially when it's cold, because of that fog layer, like I said, that fog coating they have on the inside of the visor. Anyways, hopefully you guys liked the video. If you guys enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments below if you guys like the review style videos. And make sure you guys drop a like. It helps the video way more than you guys think. If you guys want to get one of these hoodies, visit supersquidshop.com, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.